Eating some nuts. Nuts always have a lot of calorie. With some raisins. I'm here with Sarah. We're doing a real talk number 4. Talking about what's working with YouTube 2018. Where's the profit and scale at? We just signed up for the YouTube Creators Program for them to come out and have, they'll create an ad for us. That's coming April 19th. That just made us really start thinking about like the ad, you know, and what that needs to be. And then we're like, get past blocks. Because we're always our worst critic. We like make dozens of ads and every time we're like, that could have been better, you know. But it's like kind of the saying, if you look for what's wrong, you're always going to see what's wrong.
Yeah.
I got to eat some nuts, so it's your turn to talk.
I just had some in my mouth. Like, that's what I'm like.
I know. It's so hard to eat and talk. Oh, tell me about your big, like, insights. And the heat goes on.
Basically, he only wants it on me for a second while he eats.
I'm using you for my eating.
Okay, so anyways, I had this huge insight. So we're getting all, like, discouraged a little bit today. Just, like, things, like, different things are going on, right? So I'm just like...
Like what? Be more specific.
Yeah, like with just YouTube ads, like just like the targeting. We tried different targeting, like with topics and
True.
A bunch of like stuff because I mean we know the custom placements and search work, but we were trying to find a more profitable way because you know you always want to get better, make more profit. So we were thinking, okay, we're getting cheaper views on topics and stuff like that. So we tried that method and we got really caught up in it because like the data was showing like people watch 100% of our videos to 30%, and it's like. So it was
the way things should work on AdWords doesn't mean they always work that way. Like, yeah. So basically, yeah, it was saying like 30% watched our videos on like topics, but then we showed on a bunch of unrelated topics. So it's like, no, that wasn't really that good. I'm not saying that the way it's not good in a different market, but now we're just going for more refined placements.
Right.
So we're going to do a custom scraping strategy, refine that, plus keyword research, plus Google.com traffic.
Because we know that type of stuff, like we said, works, and that's what we do for our clients. But we wanted to take it to the next level, try to make more profit, so try different targeting ways. But we got really caught up in that because the data was lying. So the lesson here is don't always rely on the data. Look outside. Like if you're getting 100% viewed the whole video, or 30% viewed 100% of the video, and you're not getting a single click, don't take that as, oh, my video's great, this or that. I mean, like you got to think about targeting. I don't know, maybe autoplay's on, maybe who knows what. Look at where the ad's actually being shown. You'll probably see a bunch of garbage videos like we did. And the reason that I was feeling down about it is just because we spent like a ton of money. But we learned lessons. So, I mean, that happens when you run ads. And, but then, so we're sitting here, we're thinking of like new ways, like, or I mean, we're going to put the custom placements together, but then we want to even get more. So we're like, well, let's go to Google.com, cost per click for certain keywords. And we found some really great keywords. And then all of a sudden, Mike gets this like thing that says YouTube video, like have it made. It was like an ad you said, or you clicked on something.
Yeah, it was an ad. I typed in YouTube advertising companies. So that was one of our target keywords.
Competition.
Competition, quote unquote.
For organic SEO, because we also do that.
Yep.
So,
that's why like our bigger vision company, so to speak, is Profit It Pro. Because yeah, we do like organic SEO, YouTube ads, maybe a little bit of networking, but I mean, yeah, it's a trifecta. That's why it's a bigger Profit It Pro company. But then yeah, YouTube ads, I mean, that's where a lot of the revenues came from. So,
but the lesson here,
all works.
Like I said, is don't always trust the data, and like don't get super excited about views and like stuff like that unless that's what you're going for. That can work great for organic.
And even clicks. Like, oh, I'm getting cheap clicks, but if it's not converting, we were listening to Alex Becker yesterday, and I think he said a really good thing about like he doesn't go for the cheap traffic, he goes for the expensive traffic.
And we usually do that, but this time we were trying something different, and we got really caught up in it and kind of altered like a lot of ads to cater because we thought people were watching. So it's like not only just wasted money, but it was just like a big letdown. Like this whole time we're catering to this, and then it's like, oh my gosh, wait, this is not even the right people we want because we're getting views. Wait, let's question, are they actually showing it? You know, you just don't even know. So what we do know works is custom placements. Long story short, we're gonna have someone come out, make a YouTube video. came across all this today when we were putting everything together, and it was kind of like universal because I was like feeling down, and then this happens, and I'm like, wow, we're getting like a professional video from someone that works for YouTube. This is great. Like, we want to make a new ad anyways. Like, the timing on it's right. Now we know how we want to target, so we're going to be able to cater an ad to that versus false data, and it's like, you learn from it. You just keep moving on and you learn, and it's been just like insane though, all the like realizations about it today.
True. And I got some more insights I wrote down here. Basically, so yeah, it's speed of element testing. Speed of element testing. And basically, so you have your...
Pause. Did my story even make sense?
It did make sense. I'm just trying to fill in some like other insights.
Yes.
And kind of methods and value.
Yep,
I mean, that was valuable too. No, it's good.
Okay.
Real talk. So targeting can be a bunch of different stuff. You can do search ads. You can do AI. You know what AI means? Artificial intelligence. Like machine learning, you know, like those custom audiences and shit. Lookalike audiences, in-market audiences, affinity, custom intent. And you can do custom placements. You need the right have the CPC on those, but also then the audience.
The weirdest thing is, we realized that similar to email lists, if you have 1,000 emails, you can make a similar to email list, and it converts really well in most cases. One of our clients it's doing really well for, actually. And we realized that targeting, like similar to emails that have bought in the past, is better than like topics, like about like internet marketing or advertising or stuff like that, which is just crazy because you would think that like, well, how do they know the characteristics of these emails from each of these individual buyers and then like get conversions better than a topic?
Right.
But yeah, you learn. Okay, I'm done.
That was good. So then you have your ad, so you can have different variations in that. So long versus short, more scripted versus, you know, not as scripted. What's your mission? Like, what's your perspective at that time? Your USP? How well is it communicated? Because sometimes just ad iterations, you know, they take time just to get that iteration going, you know?
But you were talking about the search ads, all the different types.
Well, I'm saying, so you have subsets. So I'm saying, like, targeting is the top level, like, example there. And then there's, like, all these different things within targeting. So... like we were trying to say, we don't know the name of the formula, but what's that thing where you have like all those different variations, you know? Variation formulas. We try to Google it.
Combination variations, different possibilities, probabilities, ratios.
So if there's a 4-digit lock has 9,999 combinations, is that correct? Well, 10 times 10 times 10, because 0 to 9, it's 10, right? Because it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then all those 4 different times, so 10 times 10, so yeah, 10,000 combinations. Mm-hmm. So then with this, targeting has like 3 main things, or maybe 4 main things too. In each of those, different audiences, different targeting, search, you know, ads, your offer. What are you going to do, a webinar, a book? I can't even read my own handwriting ever.
Yeah, because guess what? Targeting,
a free meeting, Skype.
Targeting on...
Plus...
Wait, let's give an example. Okay. Targeting on Google.com is going to be, like, say, for search keywords, and then say you do for YouTube, like, for in-stream, for custom placements. Those are 2 different targeting things. So one of them searching, so you're going to want to, like, make different content, probably. Another one, like, on a, like, video about how to grow your business for placements. You're going to cater your ad to that. So then it's a different combination of ads on those various targeting things. I mean, sure, maybe some will overlap, but it's like all the like possible. So you have to look when the funnel, like, okay, yeah, are we getting clicks? Are we just getting views? Okay, targeting could be off, most likely. Then if we are getting like clicks but no conversions, well, most likely the ad's off. It could
Plus,
vary.
How much is the cost per view? How much is the cost per view? But ultimately, how much is the cost per customer?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like, yeah, in-stream. And then you might find that in-stream ads work good on custom placements, whereas, like, for Google.com, for YouTube, like, the side placement, like, a different ad. Like, even I already said that, but yeah, I'm just, emphasizing.
True. And then I was going to say by the time, too. So, like, is that what you're going to? Like, well, did you say the part about YouTube, if that worked? Like, how, I mean, the search ads were good, but then the cost per click went up, so it changed everything.
Yeah.
Or we were using a search, and then we do a side ad, and then we go to an in-stream, so then the ad needs to be changed, and then the offer needs to be changed. So, like,
depending on like the perspective of where they're coming from. It's kind of weird to say, but even like keywords. Okay, someone searching, like we were just going over this. I mean, real life example. We were just going over someone searching like how to set up my YouTube advertising campaign versus YouTube company, or YouTube firm or YouTube service. Well, that's going to be way different, One person just wants it done for them,
right?
Kind of wants to ready to like hire someone. One person wants to learn how to do it themselves, So like the keywords, and then so if that changes, then the ad changes, and then the video landing page changes, and the offer changes,
Right. So really, if you're just starting,
so you got to figure out who you want to target. Yeah, you got to think out what makes most sense with this most data. That's how we always start. Because we don't know. That's the thing. Like all these different things, we don't know always the cost per click. Yeah, there's some tools that may say that they have them or whatever. It gives you estimate, but I mean, you have to just start bidding, and then and then the clicks, and then your ad. What is that? How is that performing? How come the ad can always seem to be improved?
Well, the ad can always be improved. I mean, you're going to start somewhere with it, and then you're going to find out how you can improve it. Like maybe your CTA isn't clear enough, or maybe like your intro's not that engaging, or the middle part, it gets like dragging on. Like you can kind of, I don't know, I feel like you can always improve the ad, but start somewhere. Make sure you have the basics, like, the intro, the pattern interrupt, if you can find a cool one to do, like to get their attention. And then also like the story, proof, trust, just being yourself. And then the call to action, and also just being helpful, because you don't want to just have an ad to have it. Like people don't like just ads that only, you have to add value. But I feel like, wait, what was your question, Mike?
Yeah, why is the ad always going to change? Like we said, we feel we can make a better ad. I mean, YouTube's even coming. My theory is that there's no such thing as a perfect ad.
Yeah.
And literally, I mean, like for the past like 2 weeks, we've been almost making an ad every day on the same topic. And yeah, we just keep getting, as soon as you think it's this, then either like, this piece needs to be integrated, or this brand new pieces emerges.
Just know your first ad probably won't even.
Yeah, I kind of want to do an ad right now. Not on this live stream, but afterwards at some point.
Me too.
Because we need one more on point. Basically, we were testing the boundaries of our laid-back strategy, which is, like Sarah says, works really well. At least you were saying earlier, and it does. But also nailing your points, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess you want just how good you communicate. Naturally, yes, you should be able to communicate that, but I mean, all of us aren't the best communicators in the. It's not a stream like this where it's just like straight consciousness, This is like whatever comes up. I mean, that's pure gold too. So I mean, there's so much value in both. But maybe you can. I mean, it doesn't have to be exclusive. Where like you just freestyle an ad or a few of them, and then maybe you structure it later. Because that was a really good point that came up, and you plug that in into your structure, or vice versa. I mean, yeah, I don't really know. What do you got to say on that?
I mean, yeah, I think that so we did SEO ads, and like got a bunch of SEO clients, and like that led us to YouTube, and then we got YouTube clients doing ads for them, and saw like the process they had to go through to get the right ad. So I feel like it is a process. Like we are just now like offering this service. Like yes, we get results, but then how we communicate that in an ad is something we haven't done, because I mean we're just starting to offer this. We've done client advertising on YouTube, gotten results, but then to branch out and get more and to really go into this side of the business versus SEO, we're still doing SEO, but we already have that message totally dialed in and systematized. So that business is, wouldn't say all set. All businesses are always like evolving and stuff, but pretty much good, systematized. We have team members. Like it doesn't, now we want to dial in on this side, and we're realizing, like, oh my gosh, like we've made all these SEO videos, and then they have what we like about them, and then it's not in this video, but then wait, our call to action's changing. Like at first we were going to do a free training, which, I mean, we still have that for people that want to do it themselves, but really we want to do it for other people, so we need to cater that message and give that vibe. So it's like a work in progress. Like Mike said, it can always get better, but like you probably will make a few ads,
Yeah. One common thing we see amongst like successful people is speed of implementation. And then now I like to coin the phrase speed of iteration. So implement. I think it comes from actually, I mean, obviously everything comes from somewhere, but there's basically a method in project management called the agile project management. And basically, like, their whole premise is based on, like, getting version 1 up, then getting version 2, because they say, like, if you have the best, like, if you need, like, A, B, and C, then you just work, like, really well in this A, then, you know, the B and C never really come out, or it takes a lot longer. So, like, just do average, and actually just try to get just bare minimum done in place to all B and C, and then see how that looks, how that feels. Does this produce what the client wants? Like, then you kind of realize other things. So it's like, and there's value at the end of the day. If in, let's say, it takes you 3 weeks to do A, B, and C, but if you could do it, or it took you like 2 weeks to do A, and then another like 2 weeks for the other A, B, and C, or if you could do A, B, and C within 1 week, it'll just be like just a spec, but then it's at least working. Like, you can use that model in the real world, kind of like an ad. If you say, okay, now I have to, you know, wait for the perfect ad before I can start testing, then, you know, you're kind of stuck in that until you have that. And that could take a while, and then your perfect targeting all set up. It's
You'll
like,
never feel like you have the perfect ad, though. And
That's
also,
true.
what I've realized, too, like, it's so much easier. Like, I'm not saying making an ad is hard, but, like, I can all day give feedback on people's ads to improve them, like, from an outsider perspective. But then, like, when it comes to your own stuff, it's, like, it's harder to critique, because we can be super critical, or we can, like, think it makes perfect sense. So it's, like, always good to get outside feedback, but take it with a grain of salt. And hopefully it could be someone in the target market, but if not, you know, I mean, just few outsiders, and don't, like, I guess don't get, like, upset, or you know what I mean? Like, use the feedback productively.
Yes, let me give a good example of one recently. So I said this in a different video, but if you've already heard it, it's a great lesson. About 1 week and a half ago, we were talking to our friend Brian Fleming, and we were on the phone with him. He was giving feedback on the ad that we just created, and basically the first 6 minutes was me just like talking, basically selling a free training, and then afterwards Sarah came on. This was when she was really nervous with videos. Remember that?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I've come a long way. Not trying to toot my own horn, but you know what I mean?
Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment for that. She used to do that all the time, just laugh nonstop.
I know, now
she came in, like, right in this chair and was, like, tripped over it. And came back and was like, hey! And then she started laughing, and then I started laughing.
That's a great story to tell in an ad.
Yeah. Creating your first ad, yes. Okay. That was really good. Yeah. I mean, but then, okay, but here's the point. Here's where I was getting with. I was distracted. Then he's like, right when Sarah came in, he watched like 30 seconds of it. He's like, stop. And I'm like, oh, shoot, we're actually going to take that part out. We're just going to maybe cut that or test 2 different versions. He's like, no, start with that. Put that right in the beginning. The whole time, it felt like you were selling to me. As soon as I saw you and Sarah just be relaxed on camera, you guys weren't trying hard, or just, you know, like, we are trying hard on at least the campaign, you know? He's like, that's all I cared about. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, that's kind of how we got the one insight. Yeah, be like ourselves, show personality. Yeah, that was key.
Yeah.
But
take it with a grain of salt.
Take it with a grain of salt, and still have structure.
You thought you were finished with the story.
No, I mean, the story's always continuing.
Okay.
Take it with a grain of salt, still have structure. And also, what else?
Just have someone watch it from the view,
Balance.
like, does what you're saying make sense, too? Like, yes, you want to offer proof and all that, but, like, you also don't want to say huge words in a video.
But what are your thoughts about feedback? Because if you make it too long, they're going to say it's too long. You make it too short, they're going to say it's too short. If you make it too selly, it's going to be too selly. If it's too laid back, they're going to say it's too laid back. I feel like, won't everyone always find, like, something wrong with it?
Well, yeah, but that's why I say take it with a grain of salt. Maybe ask, like, people on your team, if you have a team. If you don't have a team, maybe get, like, a Upwork person to review it.
Okay.
Like, ask a few different people, and if they all say the same thing, but you don't have to do a ton of feedback. You don't even have to do feedback. I'm just saying, like, sometimes.
I mean,
how
from
we
one
say
perspective,
things,
you
it may
know,
not
like,
make
we
sense.
know our ad yesterday. This is our take on it right now as we think of it. Like, it was really good. We did a Skype CTA. It was really great. It started slow though. In the beginning, I tried to make a funny joke. It probably didn't work. Like we do it on YouTube Live now, so it's like we don't even know if it's recording. Sometimes it's like it doesn't start until a little bit beginning. It only happened one time, so I think it does work every time. But we're always like we don't know, and we're still getting used to that. So it did start slow, but then here's the other perspective. It's like doesn't feel like an ad, you know. It feels like I'm watching two people. So it's like, is that good? You know, that's what I'm saying. Like this shit, you just have no concept of reality. But I think it goes back to the main thing, like. Focus on what the customer gets. Yes. And that comes from you're communicating that you can help the person. Because you got to think, why is this person taking action? Because they want something. They want it bad, right? Or they're in an amount of pain, right? So you still have to communicate, I can help you with that. At the end of our videos, yes, this is our personality, but we're also giving value, right? And then, yes, then the data. But I mean, the data can lie sometimes.
Again. So you have to go by.
Think about this. I'll blow your mind right here.
Don't go by video viewed 100%. Do not.
True. I was just going to give that question. I was going to say, okay, you have two audiences. One the audience viewed 50% of the people viewed it to 100%. 50% completed it. Tons of people are watching it. Second one, 25% of people are watching it. But the second one, only 25% of the end. But the second one, when it's tested longer, gets more sales. Why? Because the first one. It's kind of bland. I mean, bland. It didn't really piss people off. It really wasn't motivating.
Viewed
yeah, 25%. The second one, only 25%. So people dropped off more. They didn't stay to the end.
I need to give you feedback.
Bigger drop rates.
You didn't make it clear that you said video 25%. You just say 25% of people watched 100% of the video.
Okay.
You just said
you got it now. Thank you. That's why there's two people. Collaboration.
So what were the two things? Say them again.
Video A gets 50% view completion rate. So 50% of the people view the video to the end. Okay. Okay, 1 and 2.
Okay.
The next video 2 only gets 25% of people.
Okay.
So out of 4 people, 1. Other one 50, this one 25.
Okay.
But tested longer, video 2 gets more sales.
So the 50% one gets more sales?
No.
The 25%?
Yes.
Okay.
So in the beginning, you're trying to look for these metrics, like, okay, are they watching this one? They must like this. That's bullshit. You're not trying to do what
people... go by sales.
We're not like, let's create the longest ad so they can stick around the longest. No, like, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're not creating
which one's delivering the value?
Yeah, unless you were trying to get
for your business and growing it. Getting people to act, the next step. Yeah, yes, you want to give value and keep people on your ad, but then you want to say, hey, here is the next step.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, getting me 2 views 100%, all I'm doing is paying for that. If I'm getting 2 sales on the other one, I mean, yeah, I need the other one's doing better, even though it looks like from the watching 100%, it's not as good. They're not staying. Actually, it's a good thing because they're taking action quicker probably than having to watch the whole thing. These other people watch the whole thing and nothing. So it's like it's reversed in a way. But
so back to speed of element testing.
You need to explain what speed of element testing is.
Okay, element testing. I mean, there's a system and there's elements. So there's different factors, right? So let's take a human body, right? You have your heart, your lungs, like you need all these different elements, right? But there's different variations of them. It's probably a bad example. I can't really think of a good example where like there's all these different elements to come together, I guess.
I have an example.
What?
Okay, so there's like 10 people, a group of 10 people, they get together every year. And they always go to the same spot, but every year it's different because you're in a different mood. You look different.
True. I mean, no, different elements. But basically, targeting, there's different ways of targeting, and there's different ad types, and there's different ad styles, and there's different offers. And all this shit has to align profitably because there's different cost per clicks, different action rates, different percent rates.
It's a matrix.
It is a freaking
matrix.
Big matrix. Very big matrix.
It's like it's like A/B split.
Comes back to multivariate, tons of different ones.
Yeah, it's very sophisticated. I don't recommend doing it. I mean, go with what's most sensible for your route. If you are a plumbing company, you want to probably do retargeting, like the side image ads on YouTube, retargeting those with offering like 10% off your service.
Correct.
Like in the next 2 weeks or something, you know, like, and recently retargeting because someone needed a plumber, like
They didn't take action, so why not?
But you don't want to retarget people from 60 days even in that industry. You want to do it like within the first like 7 days or something, because most likely they're not. I mean, they're going to find somebody within that time. It's kind of an urgent thing.
Right.
So yeah, that's an example of like a different niche. And then if you were like, if you want to do if you're marketing like us, like in stream custom placements on relevant videos, and then if you're like search, I mean, that's like if you're a company, search is good too. Also, like fitness would be good for the search, even placements on fitness. You know what I mean? Like it's just different.
Right.
And then you're gonna have different ads.
Mm-hmm. I think iteration. How many ads do you think Vince has created in his life? Like all his different videos. Well, we already know the answer to that. Thousands, right?
Mm-hmm.
He has like 900 videos on his YouTube channel. He's created tons of sales videos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because then the different elements are working on different people.
Yes, and yeah, different. Yeah, that's why like you can never really take. That's why it's hard to take like an organic YouTube video and throw it up as an ad.
Yeah.
'Cause now it's in a different source, so you change one thing and then the next thing changes. You know.
Right. Elements. They all go hand in hand.
Yep. Element testing. What do you need to test? What element changes? Then when you change that element, look for other elements that will change as well. Because when you change one thing in a system, then other things change as well. Leave a comment, leave a like, hit that big thumbs up, and check out our other videos if you haven't already. You will see lots of leaps and bounds of evolution, methods, tips, insights, breakthroughs, successes, failures, everything in between documented on this channel. This is us. This is real life. This is how you scale your business. This coming together, we can do a mind meld, so to speak. You can take a mind meld, take a shortcut, download it like Neo in the Matrix, learn it all, learn faster. Ty Lopez says the knowledge society, right?
Yeah, some people might say like, why are you sharing like this YouTube thing, this debacle, if you're a YouTube ads company? Well, we're not hiding anything. Like, we're just being real. Like, we try new things because you always have to evolve.
True.
To stay, yes, you will find a working source on AdWords. You can keep that, but then you have to try other things if you want to scale.
True.
So that's what we did in our lessons.
Yeah. And go from intake mode to learning. Well, this is good. I mean, we learn too.
Mm-hmm.
But then practice your creation mode of creating ads, content like this. This is right in our phone. We actually just released a video about how to use mobile Livestream. So I definitely check that video out. It's so simple to use Livestream on a phone. No more getting an expensive camera,
Right.
getting the files to your computer, editing it, or sending to an editor, and then them fricking it all up and stuff, and then your cuts aren't right, they cut too much, they forgot this part, audio's messed up, different sync issues, etc., etc. You can literally upload right to YouTube with videos now. I think this is the future.
Yeah.
Uncut.
I agree. Ciao, guys.
We're not done.
Oh.
Was that one of our company names, Uncut?
No. But I like something with elements, like for a tagline.
Yeah.
Too bad.
What do you think? What's your company name? Do you like a fancy company name, like Authentic Ads or Uncut? What'd you say?
Something with elements.
Okay, yeah, Element Testing, or like Too Bad Systems or Profit It Pro.
Right.
Something more kind of, I like Profit It Pro. Everyone likes Profit. Too
Right.
Bad Systems, that was a tough one because I only want 3 words. Something about, it was YouTube, something advertising left just 1 word. We said secrets, kind of sounds like that we do it for you peeps, which is good too. I mean, we like to train. But then also systems, it's kind of is more of our niche, so to speak, falls under kind of, so it's like systems and secrets, but then systems, and then basically we changed to Profit It Pro. And then
Yeah, where was I in your
we
story on
stopped.
Too Bad's homepage about systems? I thought
that homepage on TooBadSystems.com basically should have been changed.
Me in the story of the system. So I guess you haven't told it in a while.
Well, I think it was an About Me section at first.
Yeah,
First, it was just me, but then we're collaborating more.
And then you're like, and then it led me to developing systems. Remember when you thought systems couldn't be developed?
True. I should add you in my story.
I'm his wife. You should.
True. Don't ever forget about the wife, in the story.
He got called out. Behind
every great man, there's a great girl, right? Or behind every girl, there's a great man. Am I sexist?
No.
Is this going to get banned on YouTube for saying that word?
No, I mean...
I got 5 ads disapproved on my own just AdWords account.
Yeah, for swearing. So don't swear in your ads.
Yeah, don't swear.
You might hear it on organic, but you can't do it in ads.
Yep. Don't swear. Also, no Snapchat. Snapchat got banned from YouTube ads. Mm-hmm. We had this proprietary method where we use a Snapchat because we're doing a pattern interrupt. No, they don't allow Snapchat filters at the beginning.
That's what they said?
No, but they all got disapproved. They didn't even have swearing in them, 2 of them.
Oh.
But that's not a big deal. I mean, yeah, move on, right?
Yeah.
That was a good idea. Sarah said she was going to use that for a pattern interrupt.
Yeah.
But that's another element thing to test.
Yeah.
Swap out that element with that type of pattern interrupt. A different one, but keep it. Yeah. So principles stay the same. Like, yeah, good targeting, obviously. The thing with CPC these days, yeah, cost per click, the cheap ones, I mean, as long as it's good. But the high ones are good because then most people figure it out,
Yeah.
But then you got to, you got to pay for it. But if it converts, so you have to have a high ticket offer if it's a higher cost per click.
Right, yeah.
All has to work out and be profitable or else, of course it ain't going to, be sustainable.
Right. What about for our tagline, valueful? Is that a word, valueful?
No.
Oh. Value-driven.
No idea what valuable is.
Value-driven variable.
I have one. How about
combination element?
There's a science and profit. Profit science profit. Because there's a science to testing all these. What makes the most sense based on the information and all the cost per clicks, cost per customer. It's a fucking math equation. You have to test these certain things, all these different targeting methods, all these different ad types, all these different funnels.
I love that one. There's a science to profit for a tagline.
It all leads to that. Science to profit.
That is so true. There's so many different
science
elements.
To profit and element testing.
No. There's a there's a science to profit.
There is.
That's it.
That's why I always say, we're cracking the code,
Yeah, I mean, these are what we're learning, and then we're putting it in, a cool slogan. Because that's what it is. That's what people, people like cool slogans,
Yep. I'm probably going to take a nap.
Ciao, guys.
Ciao. We'll talk soon. Peace. Like, comment, subscribe. Sell your soul to us. Just kidding. Gotta go. Peace out. Later. Cheers. Business growth, success, passion.